All right. The first question, just when you thought Bristol couldn't get any tougher, now they add dirt to the track. What was your reaction when you heard Bristol was going to have a cup race on dirt?
I thought it was interesting for sure. We haven't run dirt in the Cup Series in a very, very long time. I guess back in the '70s was the last time. But it's going to be interesting. Is the best word I can add to it at this point. But these cars are asphalt cars to be to for the most part. They aren't dirt cars, so they don't handle like them. They won't drive like them. But who knows what we're going to see? Certainly, the trucks put on a great race at Eldora over the last few years, and so we'll just it's kind of a wait and see, honestly. And so, but I am looking forward to it. It will be a challenge. I just hope that everything stays together and these cars don't fall apart. And if we can do that, I'm sure we'll put on a great show.
Are you doing anything special to prepare for the dirt race?
No, I'm not doing anything special. I think each dirt race is different. I mean, short of just learning how to drive on dirt in general, it's you're making it's an oval, right? So you just have to adapt to your car and your environment. So, um, I'm sure everyone will be fine. The experienced guys will have a bit of advantage. The guys that have been on dirt, but it's 250 laps. A lot of things will work itself out in the course of that race, and hopefully we just find ourselves with a good competitive car.
Do you have much dirt racing experience in your background?
I don't. The only thing I ran on dirt was go-karts back in the day, and then I ran a few late model races, probably 10 years ago at Tony's place. So not a whole lot of dirt experience, but yeah, it's we're all going to be learning together.
You mentioned the guys with dirt racing backgrounds. There's quite a few in the Cup Series. Clint Boyer, though, said he was on an interview last week, and he said he's seen guys go out first time, like I guess Harvick did that one time, just went out and won. Do you feel like the guys like Kyle Larson who race a lot on dirt might definitely have the advantage?
Yeah, I mean, certainly they understand what it takes to make the corner. They're searching for better dirt than what we're probably looking for. But who knows what's going to happen with the racetrack? Will it rubber up and race like an asphalt race, or are we going to be slinging it in the corner sideways like a typical dirt race? So that's where you look at like the late model race. It's going to be there a few days before. Kind of contemplated, should you run that? Should you not? What about the truck race? But they're all going to drive so differently, and the track will be so different that it's hard to say that you're going to have a huge advantage. But certainly, I think the guys that are generally good on dirt and have a dirt background will their learning curve will be a lot less than guys like myself who haven't run on dirt historically in their career.
What types of changes to your driving style do you think you might have to make?
Not sure. To me, it's a lot about tire slip. From what I've seen at Eldora, it's you go from running your truck sideways when it's wet to when it dries out, you're driving this thing like an asphalt car. So uh, I'm not really sure at this point what I need to change. I'll learn it as I go during practice.
Do you have a strategy in your mind for the race, or you just have to wait and see on
I
that too?
don't. I mean, especially as long as it is. I think strategy is just keep the right side on it for a while and make sure that you don't tear it up and give yourself a chance at the end of the race. So you just want to make sure that uh, you keep your car intact for that second half of the race.
You've got three top fives to start the season. How would you assess your start to the year?
It's been good. I mean, the only time we didn't run top five or top four was Homestead, where I sped on the last pit stop when we were running up front. So, I feel good about it. Certainly would like to have a win, but we are early in the season, and who knows where it goes from here. But statistically, we've been very, very good throughout the stages and our finishes. So I'm pretty comfortable with where our team's at.
What about the balance of being a new team owner while at the same time driving your car? How's that been for you?
It's been good. I mean, I've balanced it well, I think, setting certain times aside where I'm working on the 11 car versus times that I'm working with management on the 23. So I just balance it the best I can. I've got a great schedule that I'm on that works for me, and it really hasn't hindered any performance on the 11, obviously, with us on top of the point. So we're in a good place right now. We just got to get kind of that new car blues out of the 23 so they can get some good runs.
Are you surprised with some of the parity this year? What do you attribute that to? And do you think you could have more than 16 winners for the season?
I don't think we'll have more than 16 winners. It's, it just seems like at some point, you're the same guys that have been up front are going to be up front. I think we saw that a little bit last week in Las Vegas. That definitely wasn't a surprise winner by any means. So I just think that early in the year, people were just trying to find out where they're at. And, sometimes you have circumstances and racetracks that come up on the schedule that allow for those surprise winners. And I think that that's what we saw.
When you look at someone like Michael McDowell, who's kind of been a journeyman in the sport, but this year he's kind of hit on the right combo, are you surprised to see someone like him have a hot start and be able to sustain it like he has?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's so early in the season. We're 4 races in. If it's 10 races in, then I think you have a better answer to that. But certainly they've run extremely well at the first couple of races that we've been at, and I think I'm not sure how they ran at Las Vegas. I'm not sure, but certainly they've been a staple inside the top 5 or top 10. Homestead, I know that they were extremely strong. So is it surprising? Yeah, because we haven't seen this type of performance from him or that team before, but it also is, refreshing as well.
The fans seem to be excited about the dirt race. What's the chatter been like in the driver's locker room, so to speak, about the race?
I don't talk to a whole lot of drivers about it. Certainly there's questions being raised on formats and passing points and all that, trying to make, NASCAR's trying to make a balance of making it simple for the fan who's watching to understand it at home versus, also making it true to dirt style with having heat races and passing points. But really, I think everyone's just anxious to see how it all turns out.
Last question. Given the roots of dirt in NASCAR history, would there be any special significance to you if you were to win this race?
Well, yeah, it would be a huge accomplishment for sure. Because again, we talked about earlier, it's like, if you can adapt to something quicker than the rest of the guys, then it shows that you've got a tremendous amount of ability. So this is going to be a huge obstacle for us. Again, for our race team, our team doesn't even know how do we build this car. What should we expect? So all we have for a setup is something like what the trucks ran at Eldora, and so again, it's going to be a learning curve for everyone, and hopefully we utilize our time well and we compete.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time and good luck at Phoenix, and we'll see you here in a few weeks.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Denny.